The Eternal Echo. Emily Collins had always been fascinated by time, its fluidity, its permanence, and the way it seemed to twist and turn within the confines of human perception. An avid fan of time travel novels, she often daydreamed about her own adventures through history, longing to experience moments that had long since passed. Little did she know, her next experience with time would be something far more sinister than the escapades of science fiction. It all began on a typical Saturday. Emily and her best friend, Jake, decided to venture into the woods behind the town, a place rumored to be haunted by the spirits of the long-lost settlers. The local children often dared one another to spend the night there, but Emily's curiosity was piqued. Armed with just flashlights and a pack of crackers, they set off, their laughter echoing through the trees. As they wandered deeper into the woods, the laughter faded, absorbed by the oppressive silence that enveloped them. Shadows danced unnaturally between the trunks, and the wind whispered secrets. Just as dusk settled, they stumbled into a clearing, at the center of which lay an old, crumbling stone structure, overgrown with vines and moss. The air around it vibrated with an unsettling energy. "Let's check it out," Emily suggested, her heart racing, not just from fear, but from an unexplainable thrill. Jake hesitated but eventually nodded. After all, what was an adventure without a little risk? As they approached, Emily felt a chill slither down her spine. The stones seemed to hum, an almost musical note that resonated within her skull. As they entered the structure, the air grew thick, and the atmosphere felt alive, crackling with dormant energy. Suddenly, the ground beneath them trembled, and with a thunderous roar, the stones shifted. A blinding light enveloped them, and Emily grabbed Jake's hand, squeezing it tightly. In an instant, everything went dark. When Emily blinked her eyes open, she was back in the clearing, the sky still draped in the fading hues of twilight. "What just happened?" she gasped, looking around. Jake stood frozen in shock, his mouth agape. "Did we just go back?" Jake whispered, panic bubbling in his voice. They exchanged frantic glances, confusion etched across their faces. They decided to re-enter the stone structure, searching for answers, but it was as if the building was laughing at them, taunting them with its secrets. They stepped inside, and time warped again. The sensation was electric. Once more, they found themselves back in the clearing, hearts hammering in their chests. It's like we're stuck in a loop," Emily stammered, feeling a sense of dread settle in her gut. As they attempted to break free of the loop, they revisited the clearing over and over. Each time, they found themselves facing the same moment, the same eerie landscape. With every cycle, the darkness grew heavier, the surrounding woods more menacing. The whispers in the wind transformed into cries, merging with their growing terror. Days turned into weeks, at least, it felt like weeks, within the loop. Emily and Jake grew increasingly desperate, their faces pale and haunted. The vibrant life that once characterized their friendship waned, replaced by horror as they realized they were not alone in the woods. Shadows lurked just beyond the periphery of their vision, watching, waiting. One terrifying night, as they once again returned to the clearing, a figure emerged from the depths of the darkness. It was a woman, her eyes hollow, her long hair a tangled mane of whispering dread. "You cannot leave," she moaned, her voice echoing with despair. "You belong to this place now, just like I do." Understanding crashed over Emily like a wave. The cycle was not just a glitch in time, it was a prison, forged by the souls of those who had wandered too far and never returned. The cemetery of lost dreams surrounded them, and the cycle had to be broken. With newfound determination, Emily and Jake turned from the structure, the darkness chasing them, a cacophony of screams enveloping their every step. They ran deeper into the woods, away from the light, away from the pull of the stone. They needed to escape the grasp of the woods and the horrors that lay within. Just as the trees threatened to swallow them whole, they emerged from the dense thicket. With a final push, they broke through to the edge of the forest. The sun bathed them in warmth, and for the first time in what felt like ages, they breathed fresh air. They turned back, the woods angrier than ever, but they had made it, no longer victims of the loop, free from the cursed stone structure. Their friendship had been tested beyond imagination, and though they had escaped, they knew they would forever feel the shadow of that haunted place looming in their memories, a whisper reminding them of the time they danced with eternity and survived. But every now and then, just before sleep would take them, they both swore they could hear the echoes calling them back, promising an adventure unlike any other.